My next guest is a proud member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated and the CEO of BlackDoctor.org, your daily medicine for life. Please welcome to Money Making Conversations, Reggie Ware.
Hey, Rushion, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, my friend. What city you in?
All right.
What city are you
Chicago.
in? Chicago. 312 area code. Now,
yep, that's right.
I'm telling you, I'm walking around. I spent 5 years in Chicago doing the Steve Harvey talk show.
That's right.
Right now, yesterday I was walking around in short pants and flip-flops in Atlanta, Georgia. What were you walking around in Chicago in, Reggie?
Well, I had a light jacket, so it's the weather's been good this year. It's been, for example, it's going to be 53 today, so that's that's like 80 anywhere else for us.
That's warm, my friend. In February, I guess the groundhog didn't see his shadow. I guess, man.
Dang.
Come on now. Well, I'm happy to have you on the show because this is a project that I've been well aware of. You introduced this idea to me when we was at the CIAA tournament many years ago, and to see its growth and to see that you steadfastly held on to your dream is amazing. BlackDoctors.org. Tell me about it.
Well, we're a healthy lifestyle website, and our mission is to get every black family healthy. And our strategy is to leverage culture, content, and technology to help improve people's lives. And so every day we're creating content that we feel, and the numbers are proven, that's resonating with our people and is motivating them to make the changes that they need. So it's a labor of love and a lot of work left too.
Man, that's what really has captured my thought process. The views that you get when you post videos on your website is pretty phenomenal, man. I'm just gonna let you know. Very impressive.
Thank you. Our audience really loves and welcomes healthy lifestyle information, and so they're really passionate about sharing our information. So our reach is only because people get our information and say, "Wow, this is great. Let me share it with everybody I know." And so we've been able to enjoy the success basically on the shoulders of our audience that understand that everybody needs to be getting this information. So it's a beautiful thing.
Here's the interesting thing about why I have you on the show. When you hear the word BlackDoctor.org, you immediately think this is a website about medical information only. But when you go to the website, now please, you got to go to the website, BlackDoctor.org, O-R-G. It's filled with entertainment information, informative content, tax information, recipes, beauty tips, relationship advice. Now, is that a message that you're really trying to get out there, or when people just hear Black Doctor, you just want to keep it simple, BlackDoctor.org?
Well, okay, so all right, so the name, it represents, when you're talking about health to black people, as you know, we're very distrusting of the healthcare establishment.
Absolutely.
And I believe every population group is. It's just maybe multiplied by 20 times when you're talking to African Americans. And so we wanted to create a name that our audience would say, wow, this is something I can trust. And so in the black community, our two most trusted icons are the black preacher and the black doctor. So it's an iconic name that our audience says, man, health information that I can trust, phenomenal. And even the .org versus .com. I mean, we own BlackDoctor.com too, but when you punch that in, it drives you to BlackDoctor.org. And so trust is a big piece of what we do. And now health, the way we look at health is more than the absence of disease, right? Health is feeling good about yourself, being happy, being whole. And so a lot of things impact your health, your relationships, diet, exercise, just traveling, being stress-free. So we try to take a sort of a broad approach to everything that's going to impact your life in a positive way, because at the end of the day, all of these things are factors in terms of whether or not you're going to be able to be healthy and live the life you want to live and so forth. How do you raise your parents? Relationships with your significant other. Meeting people. When you look in the mirror, do you like who you see? All of that. And so we cover it all.
And you cover it very well, because like I said,
thank you.
I found, because we was texting back and forth on Sunday. And so that's usually my research day because I want everything to be fresh. And I'm just stuck on your website, BlackDoctor.org, just reading, just being entertained. And I found that's why I wanted to bring that out at the top of our interview, was to talk about how diverse information that I wouldn't expect to go to. But you're absolutely right. Stress So get these tax information off your back. You have tax issues, which can create stress, which in turn can affect your health. That's what you can get over there. Here's some recipes to eat right. That's right. And so I just really found that phenomenal, and I felt that I definitely want to be a brand participant. Anywhere I can assist you in just expanding information, just expanding knowledge and awareness of what you're doing at blackdoctor.org. Believe me, I'm a fan, and I'm with you, Frat.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the work that you're doing because you're helping people on the entrepreneurial part, which is as a population group, the only way we're ever going to thrive is if we develop more entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs drives wealth. It also allows people to get more jobs, because a lot of times when people go to white companies, they may not get the job, and it may not be racism. It may be people just like to hire who they know, who they're comfortable with, right? And if we get more entrepreneurs that look like us, then we're going to hire more people. It'll be more opportunities for people. So I'm really impressed and thrilled with what you're doing, and we want to work with you moving forward as much as we can.
Okay, let's get a little history on you. Here's a guy.
Okay.
Well, what was your major in college, and are you doing what you thought you would do when you went to college?
Okay, I was a marketing major in college.
Okay, you marketing. You are marketing.
I am marketing, and I went to school on a football scholarship.
Okay.
And but I was one of the few people that said, "Let me actually get my degree while I'm here." and so after school, I went to work for an ad agency. So in my mind, I was thinking that my core skill set was in marketing, sales, and so forth. And I wanted to be involved in media, and I was thinking it was more from the advertising side, perhaps.
Yes,
being a copywriter, where you're writing the copy that appear in ads and so forth. But once I got out of school and started working for an ad agency, I saw that I saw that the true leverage and even my true passion was in the media side of it,
yes, sir.
Where we're publishing the content and then letting the people advertise on the content around the content that I'm publishing. And so my first the business that most people know me by is when I started Heart and Soul magazine. Out of Los Angeles, which was in the early 90s. And as you may or may not know, that was the nation's first health magazine for black women, which we was eventually sold to BET.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And now, so you always had that, I got to use this word, visionary approach, because you were doing things with Heart and Soul. Now you came up with blackdoctor.org. Okay, it's just still an idea, and you have more naysayers or say that's crazy or I don't think that's going to work. Because most people they leverage negativity before they try to support you. And you have to be your own personal cheerleader. How does that work?
You bring up that's really a very insightful and powerful point. You're right. When I was starting out, whenever I would create a business, it wasn't until I was maybe 28, 29 when I would tell a person what I'm trying to do, and they wouldn't tell me immediately, "Oh, that's not going to work. That's never going to work." And it was so bad, people telling me what I couldn't do, that I used to. That was sort of my trigger to know that it was a good idea. If everybody said it wasn't going to work, then that let me know that it was going to work. And it was a big adjustment once I started telling people what I wanted to do, and they said, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's going to work." I had to step back and say, "Wait a minute, what's wrong here?" But you're right. A lot of times people aren't going to be able to share your vision, and they will probably give you negative feedback. But if the vision is strong enough on the inside, right, you have to just let that bounce off of you like water on a duck's back.
There you go.
And keep it moving.
There you go. We're on the phone with the CEO of blackdoctor.org, Reggie Ware, my fraternity brother, Omega Psi Phi. We'll be back with more information because he has more to tell us about an amazing website that you should be on.
We'll be right back with more from Rushion McDonald and Money Making Conversations. Don't touch that dial.
Let me tell you about the host of Money Making Conversations, Rushion McDonald. He's a social media influencer. 80% of his 700,000 plus social media followers are female. He's a 2-time Emmy Award winner, 3-time NAACP Image Award winner, sitcom writer, stand-up comic, former IBM executive, and has a degree in mathematics. More importantly, Rushion McDonald will use his business and celebrity relationships to empower small businesses with information to succeed.
Hey, this is Tasha Evans, and I love to eat at great restaurants. And more than that, I love great desserts. So does Rushion McDonald. Check out his new website. That's www.rushionmcdonald.com. That's RUSHION, and McDonald is spelled just like the famous restaurant chain. Guys, Rushion is looking for great bakers for his Baker Spotlight. He wants to brag on his fans for their incredible baking skills on his social media and website. That can be your mom, friend, coworker, or relative. Spread the word today. Visit RushionMcDonald.com.
Hi, this is Rushion McDonald, the host of Money Making Conversation. You say to yourself, who calls Rushion's show? Ricky Smiley!
You got to get out of your own city and leave in order to grow, because a fish don't get bigger as long as it's inside of that fish bowl.
Yes, sir.
A fish get bigger when you put it in a pond.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the phone the one and only Charlie Wilson.
So many people have really been trying to get me to do a gospel record for so many years, and I have been promising God that I would shout him out to do something.
Right.
I said,
Burn rubber. There goes my baby. Come on, man. Put a little Jesus in them songs. Come on, brother. Miss Patti LaBelle.
And you know what I'm going to be doing? Concerts in little clubs. With the,
Thank you.
The trio.
Woo!
So that I can touch you when I'm singing with my hands.
Thank you. See, I told you. Be there every Monday, 10 a.m. to noon. Biz 1190, Money Making Conversations. Hi, this is Rushion McDonald. I'm interviewing a proud member of Omega Psi Phi on Money Making Conversations. He's the CEO of blackdoctor.org, which I like to say your daily medicine for life. Please welcome back to the show, Reggie Ware. How you doing, Reggie?
Yeah, very good, very good.
Reggie, because when people ask me, Rushion, why are you doing this show? Because you get the naysayer, who doesn't listen to the show, or that doesn't resonate with everybody. I tell everybody, even people who are unemployed, are entrepreneurs. They are brands,
that's right.
Especially in today's society with social media. If you're on social media, you are a brand. Kylie Jenner, when she disrupted Snapchat's stock, when she just made a negative statement about Snapchat's new algorithm and his app, the stock dropped. So that's where brands are now. And so when I look at you in this new era, because you started your website prior to the explosion of social media, how has that been an advantage for you now?
Well, the one thing I like about the internet is that, most industries, if you tried to start a car company or a newspaper or something like that, your competitors, they have hundreds of years of head start before you started. But digital, because it's only a few years old, everybody's starting at the same time. We're coming out the gate at the same time. So it allows us to be able to compete with anyone, no matter how big they are. And so for us, what's really helped us is that social media and more specifically Facebook, because it allowed us to be able to reach the entire nation.
The world.
Just based
Let's
on
go to the
skill set.
world now. The world.
And the world, right? You're right, because one of our top 10 markets is London, England. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
And that's really good to know, because I just say these things that because I don't want you to undersell the impact of your website. Because I went on spent at least a couple of hours on your site yesterday afternoon, and I went. This is really cool, because all this information, and I'm one of those jaded guys, that been there, done that. And so when I see this, like, I can't just say that. And then you turn around and go, Rushion, you're right. When I type top sites is London, that's worldwide. Because when you go to Facebook, that means that your engagement is like international. And that means that when you look at the things, when you see a word like, and a lot of people try to say blackdoctor.org, it still provides information for everybody. If you're not African American or you're not a person of color, you can go on that site and you can still find information that will make your life better. The recipes, I think anybody can eat those recipes that you put on there, my friend. The relationships, all of it's all about information that's generic. When I say generic in not a negative way, but it's universal, I should say. And that's what I like about it. So when you look at what you're doing now, how do you define success? How do you define success, Reggie? How do you?
Well, success for me is how many people's lives can I impact? I mean, I want my legacy to be that I've helped other people improve their lives.
Yes, sir.
And so success happens twofold. One is when I can serve others in a positive way, and then the other piece of it, which is just as important and maybe more important if you ask my wife, is can I provide for my family by making an honest living?
Yes,
and
sir.
so, so a person that could be a school teacher, but yet he's coming home every day to his family and he's giving them his all, that person to me is extremely successful. And so for me, being able to provide and being able to help is how I define success.
And that should be for anybody, really. That's
right.
what I'm saying is that I just want to constantly let everybody know that, the success you have as an entrepreneur can be applied. The same philosophies, because,
right.
My dad was a truck driver. All he wanted to do was go to work, come home, make sure we had food on the table, and make sure his kids had a better life than he lived. And that's all you're saying in 2018, that the life, the philosophy I'm still espousing on is not unique. It's really universal. And I really like the fact you said, look, all you people out there, it's a level playing field now in social media because it just came on board. It's not like Ford started in the early 1810, something like that. So they had a jump if you're trying to get in the car business.
That's right.
Right now, it's up to you to create your engagement. It's up to you to validate what you're trying to say to people on a daily basis. With that being said, what do you think resonates the most when you post to your fan base?
Well, it's a variety. It's a wide variety of things. It could be our relationship does stuff. Our relationship does stuff goes well.
Yes, sir.
Fitness does well. Diabetes is a big topic on our site, as well as heart health, and so it varies. It really depends on what's happening. What's happening, just what's current in everybody's life. For example, if a celebrity announces that, for example, they're suffering from depression. At that point, I can talk about depression for the next week on our website, and people are going to be reading more about it because it's a current event. And so what we try to do, because health is not something that's super sexy, and so you have to sort of tie it in. You have to sort of marry it with the current event where people's antennas have been raised and they're ready to receive that information. And then it's about being timely and effective and relevant as you disseminate that information, because our thing is we want to get in front of you, we want to engage you, but when you walk away from reading that article or watching that video, we want you to say, man, I'm glad I did that because now I feel that I'm better off. And that's part of our secret sauce. Because
it was a couple of statements I pulled from your website, and I want to say to the public and to the listeners. BlackDoctor.org is dedicated to empowering your readers to take control of their health and live healthier, happier lives. That's all you've been saying the entire interview.
Yeah. Happiness. Happiness is important. When you think about body, mind, and spirit, the spirit part is happiness. People, how do we help people be happy? How do we help people to understand that success is a journey and not a destination, and you have to enjoy all the things along the way that's helping you to evolve into who you're ultimately going to be. And truth be told, you're constantly evolving. As long as you're alive and breathing, you're going to be evolving just to be happy and whole and complete and so forth. And so, we take we take it seriously, and we brainstorm every week in our editorial meetings. What's going on now? What do our audience need to hear? What do they need to know or understand this week? And then we continue to put something together that we think is going to be engaging, informative, and successful in helping people solve the problems that they may have during that particular week.
And here's another great statement I took from your website. BlackDoctor.org provides essential but difficult to find health resources for you and your family, including free referrals to the top Black physicians and health articles that focus on both culturally accurate content and general health topics. That was most important to me, because let me just say this about what you're doing over there. See, I have a daughter, and sometimes the media will present opportunities that are so negative that you feel there's no hope, or can you do that? Well, you can go to blackdoctor.org and you can see how large and successful we are in the medical arena. And I think that's important.
Right.
That when I got to that point of your website, man, I was a little bit in awe, Reggie. And you should be proud, man, of what you're doing, man. And you should not understate that you are affecting lives positively by showing that you can do this too.
You know, so the way we look at it is there's never really been a game plan for a black man or a black woman to live a long, happy, and healthy life.
Yes, sir.
Basically, we've always had to mirror what the white population does. And as a result, that hasn't worked. So, therefore, we're living sicker and we're dying younger. The life expectancy of a black man that's born around 1960 is 60 years old. That's it. Life expectancy of 60. And so we're saying, well, wait a minute. Why does that exist, and how do we change it? Well, one of the ways we have to change it is by following the game plan for us that's culturally relevant, culturally accurate, and that's what we try to do, and that's what we provide on blackdoctor.org. For example, colon cancer, prostate cancer. These are two cancers that are 100% curable if detected in time. Mainstream media states that at age 50, you should be screened for prostate cancer. They can catch it in time, and it will be a non-issue. But with black men, we have to be screened, and black women for colon cancer, we have to be screened earlier in a lot of cases. So the starting point is age 40. So we're reading, no matter if we're reading journal market media like a WebMD or what have you, no matter how passionate we are about following that advice, it's the wrong roadmap to our success. So where can we go to get the culturally accurate information that we need to live this long, healthy, happy life? And it's blackdoctor.org. So we provide those types of life-saving tips. And so I can go on and on, man. But you know what? I do want to say that when I first started 13 years ago, the life expectancy gap between blacks and whites was 6 years. We were living, on average, 6 years less than our white friends. Well, now the American Cancer Society announced last year that gap is closed to 4 years. So we're making progress. I mean, I'm not taking credit for that, but I do believe we're part of that success equation. And so we're continuing to try to impact people's lives in a positive way, one by one family by one family, and getting people to talk to the people they love. Because if we can't get people talking about it, we're not going to be successful. But what we try to do is get people talking to each other. You know, did you exercise today? What are you eating? There's too much salt in that particular food. Let's try this.
Do your thing,
all
brother.
of that.
On the phone with my man, CEO, blackdoctor.org, Reggie Ware.